Hello viewers and welcome to Rajput, Jain and Associate. Today in this video we will discuss about PSARA license. So let us first know what is PSARA license. PSARA license is a must requirement for opening any private security agency in India. These security agencies provide trained security guards and other security services to various organizations across the country. These security agencies are administered by an act called the Private Security Agencies Regulation Act. So what is private security agency? So private security agencies are the business establishments formed with the purpose of offering security services to businesses in various sectors including banking, information technology, finance and various other industries. PSARA 2005 was introduced so as to establish a certain standard of professionalism in the field of security services. Agencies cannot lawfully exist without obtaining a PSARA license. These agencies not only provide security services but also offer the option of training potential candidates for their security-centric careers. Now let's come to the eligibility criteria under PSARA. So firstly, in terms of the type of business organization, the following entities are eligible to register under the PSARA 2005 and obtain a PSARA license. These are sole proprietorship firms, one-person company, partnership firms, LLPs, association of persons and private limited company. Then in terms of the role of a director or a principal officer. So the eligibility to become a director or a principal officer is not one that is open to all. There are certain specific criteria to be fulfilled in order to be eligible for the same, and these criteria is, first of all, they must have an Indian citizenship. Secondly, the said person must be a major, that is, he must have attained at least 18 years of age. Thirdly, the same must possess adequate financial resources to bear the business expenses. And then he must not have any conviction against him whatsoever. Lastly, in terms of the role of a security guard. Landing the role of a security guard will be plausible on ticking the following boxes. That is, he must have an Indian membership, he must be an individual between the age of 18 to 65 years, he must have acquired prior training, must not have been terminated from any government services, must measure up all the desired physical attributes, and shall provide assurance regarding the character of the individual shall be provided. Next we come to the documents required for obtaining a PSARA license. So the following registration certificates like the PAN number, GST number, Provident Fund registration, ESIC registration, registration under Shop and Establishment Act, registration under the Labour Act, proof of identity of the directors and the employees, copies of the income tax returns of the directors, 2 passport size photographs of the promoters along with their respective PAN cards, proof of address of the agency office, affidavit as per section 7.2 of the PSARA 2005, security training affidavit, certificate of incorporation, and lastly the signed memorandum of undertaking with the training institute. Next we have the procedure to obtain a PSARA license. So firstly, organize all the necessary documents. So the documents necessary for the application have to be collected and sorted accordingly in order to ensure quick and smooth processing of the application, which will in turn speed up the process of obtaining the license. The documents pertaining to the various registration as well as the details of the promoters and the directors have to be clear and in a legible format so as to avoid any discrepancy. Once the documents are obtained, the application can be made on the online portal. The availability of the e-signing feature enables the entire process to be carried out seamlessly on the online portal itself. Next is the entering into a memorandum of understanding with the training institute. The eligible training institutes will be displayed on the home page of the PSARA government website. The applicant has to enter their MOU with the training institute so as to be enabled to provide training to its candidates. An agency that provides training will offer more of an appeal and will be able to boost high quality employees. Ex-servicemen are offered a certain amount of relaxation and exemptions with regard to the training aspects of the agency. After that is the filing of the application form. So once all the steps mentioned above are completed, the applicant will have to file application form 1 with the respective state authority for PSARA license. The applicant should also enclose form 2 for the verification of its antecedents. Affidavit in form 3 needs to be accompanied along with form 1. After that, verification is done by police. So police verification is the next step in the process. This verification will be done after filing of form 1. So where the agency is a partnership or a company, the respective directors will have to go for the police verification as well. Lastly, grant of PSARA license. So where the application is accompanied by a no objection certificate from the police after verification, the authority will examine the application and then proceed to either grant the PSARA license and in form 4 or reject the same as the case may be. Next we have the time period to obtain a PSARA license. So the time period taken to obtain the PSARA license is entirely dependent on the particular state authority and the quickness with which the same processes their application. Ideally, the time period for the grant of the application is roughly around 60 days from the date of receiving the application. So now let's discuss about the appointment of supervisors. So supervisors are to be appointed by the applicant in order to comply with the provisions of PSARA 2005. The supervisors shall oversee and direct the operations of the agency in relation to the work of the security guards. The supervisors who are appointed must be individuals who possess at least 3 years of work experience in the Army or the Navy. So after all these discussion on PSARA license, some of the questions arise, like first one is, what is the validity period of PSARA license? So a PSARA license is valid up to a maximum of 5 years until and unless the same is cancelled. In states like Uttarakhand, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, the validity of such license is only 1 year. Next question is how to renew PSARA license. So the PSARA license can be renewed by applying to the controlling authority, and that shall be made not less than 45 days before the expiry date of the permit along with the prescribed document and the fees. The controlling authority will pass an order for the renewal license within 30 days from the date of receipt of application. Next is, when does the license get cancelled? So the license issued to any private security agency can be cancelled by the controlling officer if the permit has been obtained by presenting fake or incomplete documents, or the license holder or holders have used false photographs, or the license holder does not comply with the provisions and the rules of the PSARA Act and has violated them with any of them. Any misuse of any information pertaining to the PSARA license, or the private security agency is using a fake name for functioning instead of the name used at the time of obtaining a license, or the license holder is not providing the services as per the PSARA Act, or the private security agencies is negligent towards their duties, and lastly, if the private security agency is involved in any kind of anti-national activity. So this was all about PSARA license. In case of any query, contact Rajput, Jain and Associate, or you can also visit our website www.carajput.com. Thank you.